So, moist. Yeah. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tanner. Today's look is going to be, as you can see, this very soft, natural, like almost like angelic-like look. It's just really fresh. This is like my go-to look for when I go to work or if I'm just running to the grocery store, running around doing errands, but I feel like wearing makeup. Or like going out to lunch with a girlfriend, you know, like just like my go-to, like this is what I'm like most comfortable wearing. As I mentioned in the video, I really like to focus on like what my skin looks like, so I really took the most time doing my face makeup and then just kind of did something quick and easy for the eyes. And you can always interpret things however you want. So, you know, maybe you don't do face makeup. Well, this would be good as like a quick eye thing, or vice versa. Maybe you don't do eye makeup, but this face look is really helpful and whatever. Alright, and that's pretty much all I have to say. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this look, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel before you leave. And yeah, I hope you enjoy. Alright, so for primer today, I'm gonna be using this MAC Prep+Prime in the shade Radiant Yellow. I believe I got this in either an Ipsy bag or a Sephora Play box. Also, I obviously just woke up. And I know I have like that gross sleepy voice, so just bear with me on that. Alright, so for foundation, I'm going to be using a combination of the L'Oreal Infallible Glow in the shade 201 and this Maybelline 24-Hour Foundation in the shade 102. And what I do is on my Morphe Sponge, I'm going to take the L'Oreal and I will dab it on my face and then take the Maybelline and do the same thing. And then I'm just gonna go in with a little bit more of each. And the reason why I like this combo is the L'Oreal Infallible is honestly like my favorite foundation. I have no complaints other than it's not the most full coverage. So that's why I come in here with the Maybelline, just to give it a little bit more coverage. I'm also not a big fan of how the Maybelline one wears throughout the day by itself. It tends to like break up on me a little bit and get kind of cracky. And now I'm going to go in with my Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Fair Beige. And now I'm just going to set my eyes with the Too Faced Born This Way Etheral powder. And right before I set, I'm just going to buff out all my creases. That way we make sure we don't set them. And when I set, I just use my same damp sponge because I feel as though with the sponge being damp, it really helps the powder like really melt into your face and make it look really natural. And the only other place I'm gonna bake is gonna be right here in my smile lines. And then the rest of my face, I'm just gonna be setting with this Ulta Beauty Pressed Finishing Powder in Translucent. All it is a pressed translucent powder. And then using my Luxie Precision Foundation brush, I'm just going to be patting the powder into the skin. And we don't want to like swipe or twirl it around because then we could possibly ruin our face makeup. And the reason why I set my face this way, sometimes I will use the loose powder to set my whole face, but I've been really into like the dewy look, so I try to have my skin as dewy as possible. So this just being a light translucent powder isn't going to like mattify or cake up my makeup. When it comes to like under my chin and my jawline, I will just like sweep it around just because it's quicker. But you do want to place your powder down here if you bronze down here. That way, when you go to put on your bronzer, it won't like stick to the foundation. It'll stick to the powder and just make it look really smooth. Now after I set, I like to go ahead and bronze up my face. So I'm just gonna be using the Hoola Light by Benefit. It's just a nice bronzer. And I'm gonna go in with my e.l.f. pointed powder brush. I'll get under my chin and my jawline. I used to not care so much about like my face makeup, but now I really like to focus on my face makeup more than my eye makeup. Just because I think there's like nothing, like personally I think there's like nothing more beautiful than like a good face. And now to contour bronze up my nose, I'm just gonna be using this Crown Beauty brush. It's just a nice flat contour brush. I like it for my nose. You can use whatever works for you. Now I'm just gonna go back in with the same sponge I used for my foundation. And I'm just gonna pat everywhere I bronzed just to soften it up. See the difference, how soft it just made that look? And so for blush today, I'm going to use the Milani Baked Blush in the shade Luminoso. It's just a pretty light pink color. And then taking my Luxie blush brush, and I will smile and then make a paisley shape. So I'm going to smile, do the apples of my cheeks, and then sweep it back to blend my blush in with my contour. And what I really like to do is I like to put a little bit of blush on my nose just to kind of tie in the center of my face. So I'll squeeze my brush and go down kind of like a highlight and then get the tip. And if I really want to, I'll even bring it on my forehead. And doing the same thing, taking my Morphe Sponge, just going to soften that up. And so whenever I'm done with the face, right before I move on to the eyes, I'll go ahead and set my face makeup. So right now I'm just gonna go ahead and use the Milani Make It Dewy setting spray. And this one, it does say to specifically shake up. I like that it one smells, but the mister is weird. And then I'll take my sponge and then pat the liquid into my face just to help furthermore melt all the powders into my face. All right, so for eyes, it's gonna be super simple, super easy. But before I do my eyes, I'm just gonna go ahead and do my brows off camera, so I'll be right back. All right, so when I went to do my eyebrows when I went to do my eyebrows off camera, I realized that my battery was pretty much dead. So I was like, all right, let me charge my camera battery. And so I decided to just do my hair real quick because I am getting ready for work, so I had to do it anyways. So I'm just gonna go ahead and be using the Soft Glam palette today. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start off with Tempera, and I'm gonna be placing that all over my entire eyelid. All right, so I'm gonna be using this e.l.f. blending brush to do that. Okay, I'm gonna switch brushes. All right, so I'm gonna be using this Real Techniques 203 brush. Just need something a little bit more fluffy. So normally what I do is literally just put a color in my crease, and that's it, something light. I'm gonna dip into Orange Soda because I was playing around with that color yesterday and I really like it. My Morphe R38 brush, I used it for that color yesterday, so it already has a little bit on it. Just to give my eye a little bit of definition. And I really don't think I need to build up the color, it's already pretty pigmented. What I will do is go back in with that Real Techniques brush that we used for Tempera. And I'm just going to run the brush along the edge of Orange Soda just to soften up any harsh lines and make it a soft blend. And normally I'll just kind of go ahead and go over the crease color a little bit just to again soften it. Alright, so now I'm just gonna go in with this brush from the Vintage Company. It just says step 3, go girl go. I got this in my boxy charm. So I'm just gonna be taking orange soda and running it along my lower lash line. So what I like to do now is, for my lid color, I'll just do any kind of shimmer, sparkly shadow, or even like a highlighter. I'll use the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in the shade, and this is in shade Flexitarian. It's just ColourPop's cream highlighter. So it's super simple. I like to use my pointer finger just because that's just what I find easiest. I'll just smudge it on my lid. I'll normally go back in with the fluffy brush that I use for my crease and just go back and define it, because a lot of times I will lose my color. And I'll just be sure to connect my lower lash line with my top. So for eyeliner, again, it's just gonna be super easy, super simple. I'm just gonna be eyelining my tight line up here, and for that, I'm gonna be using Tarte Sex Kitten. It's just a really nice, creamy eyeliner. And for my waterline, I'm going to be using the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil, and this is in the shade Milk. Any white or nude type crayon thing will do. All right. So for my top lash mascara, I use the Clinique Chubby Lash. Got nice rubber bristles, a cool little like ball thing at the top. And then for lower lashes, I use the Roller Lash by Benefit. Also has rubber bristles. This one is just smaller and the teeth are closer together. I guess the teeth aren't closer together, it's just a smaller brush. But I really like this to do my lower lash line, especially when I use the Milk Jumbo Pencil, just because a lot of times I'll get the white on my lashes, and this just makes it really precise to cover them up without making like a huge mess and getting mascara everywhere. Also, before I forget, for eyebrows today, I use the It Brow Power Pencil, and this is just in Universal Taupe. To gel my eyebrows in place, I use the Essence Make Me Brow mascara in the shade Browny Browns. So the only thing we have left to do is the highlight, which is my favorite part and I think one of the key points to this look. Also, if you wanted to, you could do like winged eyeliner on the top. I just don't do eyeliner on the top because it's time consuming, it can be messy, and when I want to be quick or just don't feel like spending a lot of time, my makeup, I'll skip it. But putting a little bit of that black in the tight line will help just define your lashes, or will help just define your eyes a little bit more. I go in again with the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow, again in the shade Flexitarian. And again, just using my finger, I'm just gonna pat a little bit on my cheek, and then just a little bit on my nose, and then a little bit above my brows, and then a little bit on my chin. So I do want to try to use like the most neutral color highlighter, which a lot of mine are either gold or a little bit of pink. So this is like the only one that I have that is kind of just like a white. This is the Mary Luminizer by the Balm Cosmetics. I just got this little guy in like an Ipsy bag. And I'm gonna be, of course, using my tapered brush that I also got in an Ipsy bag. And then I'm just gonna go right over where I put my cream highlight. So yeah, now that my skin is nice and glowy, looking fresh, I'm just gonna go ahead and set. So I'm gonna be using this Too Faced, it's the new Unicorn setting spray they have. Alright, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of highlight in my eye area. So going back in with Mary Luminizer, and I will be using a super small fluffy brush by Morphe, and I'm just gonna get the inner corners and under my brow bone. Now, for lipstick, you could go one of two ways. You could do a nude to go along with the theme of this look, or you could do a bold, like a red, to just give it like a pop. And I ended up going with something on the natural side. I just liked how like fresh and like, I don't want to say like angelic this look looks, but it does look really like soft and fresh and angelic. So I just used this Clinique Chubby stick in the shade Melon. This guy is good too because my lips are super chapped right now, and like an intense like matte lipstick would just make them look more dry. So this is, it feels like a chapstick, like a tinted chapstick, but it's got like more like color payoff than a typical tinted chapstick. So yeah, this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope it inspired you in one way or another. I hope you had fun watching it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.